I just spent 3 hours last night trying to figure out how to record on Zoom and then download it and then find where it's at. And I could not find it for the life of me. And I haven't paid for the version yet, so I'm just on the free, but I heard that you can record on the free, and I'm just trying to test it out before I buy it. And when is enough when you're just going and going and going and you're trying to figure it out, you won't give up and you just get really frustrated. When is enough? What do you do? Let me know, because I tend to try to get it, not give up, not walk away. And then I get to a point like I did probably about a week ago when I was crying and freaking out, which I mentioned in another video, and looking pretty silly. And I actually recorded it because I thought I had stopped. So I'm trying to do this because I used to walk away from every single thing that I did, that I started. If it got too hard, I would give up and walk away. I would try for a little bit and then just go on to the next thing. And believe me, it's been a long journey of my life, through my lifetime, that I've tried different things and it didn't work. So, for instance, I was going to college, I was going to community college. I passed all of my prereqs, English, science, psychology, whatever, just on and on. And then came math, and guess what? I couldn't pass it. And I could have, but I just was so frustrated. It was college, uh, I don't even know what they were called, but it's like really weird names. Now I can't even remember what they're called. Polynomial or something. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Let me know as well too. Polynomials or something. I'm pretty sure. And I just couldn't believe that you had to get to where you needed to get for this math, and I couldn't even get to what I wanted to do. And so it was just a big obstacle in my life. And so I was so frustrated that I just gave up college altogether. Then I went on to doing what is it, real estate, and then I couldn't pass like 6 times at the actual state because it's so different than the school and the class, and I gave that up. So that's just something that I've always done when it became too tough. And then I got my esthetician license, same thing, but except a little different. I did end up passing after about the fourth try, because the state test, I'm telling you, fourth or fifth try, and believe me, I know that people are like, "Oh my God, you didn't pass it and you kept failing," but when you walk away, it's failure. Unless it's simply not working for you, and you just think that, okay, I'm going to step away from this. Sometimes, that's okay. But I did it about my fifth try. I finally passed my state test, and I have my esthetician license now. And I did have my own business for a while. I do have a permanent makeup, tons of certificates, and I was open for 2 years. And then I just closed it down because I just felt like it wasn't for me. Now that was a little different because I was doing it and it sounded great, but it just was not working for me. And then I also got some certificates for the tattoo or inkless tattoo, a paramedical tattoo for scars and stretch marks, burns. And that is something I may go back to one day. I don't know. But I was already decided that I wanted to close down because it was too tough. I wasn't hardly getting any clients because it does take a while to start your own business. It takes hard work and patience, and I just was getting really frustrated. And that's the thing. I don't stay. I just want instant gratification. And that is something else I mentioned in the video. We all want instant gratification. We want the business now. We want to be making money now. But I got to remember, I love helping people. I love making people feel better. I had a client that she came in, she did not have any eyebrows and you could barely see the hair. And I gave her eyebrows and she was so happy, so happy. And I was so happy because she was just so, excited, and I just felt so proud that I was able to make somebody feel better. So we got to step back and remember those things, that how people feel and what we did for them. And so that is something that I know that I love doing. And on here, I'm learning, and I'm learning these things later in life because I chose not to do social media. I chose not to really do put myself in front of people. I am very nervous when I do it. And my other channel, I was so awkward and the way I talk. So I'm getting better with it. I have a long way to go. And it's just something that you have to work on. You have to get comfortable with. And you look at your videos after and I think, oh my God, I look silly or I look dumb. I look like, look, I'm saying this and who's going to listen to me? I sound so funny, but you have a lot of history behind you. You have a lot of story behind you, especially if you're 40 and older. If you're younger, you still have your own story. You have things that you are going through and you're learning, and it's a totally different generation, but we can learn off each other. How we see on, especially TikTok. I don't get on TikTok very much just because I'm focusing on YouTube, that generations are just attacking each other, but every generation brings good things to each other and you can learn from each other. I know a lot of people think because I'm Gen X, I couldn't do any of the tech side, and I couldn't, but I'm learning, and I'm learning how to do a storefront, and I'm creating a what is it, course. I was going to say modules, but that's just part of the course, and doing Canva slides and presentations within Canva, and that's tough too. And it's taken me a really long time, but I'm doing it. And I think my first course that I'm putting out on my other channel, eventually on here, I feel silly. I feel like, who's going to listen to me? And then I had basically writer's block, even though you're writing still, because you're writing your scripts, you're doing things like that. I'm not relying on Chat GPT 100%. I'm writing out my own scripts literally, and I'm typing it out into Chat GPT. I'm not saying just a little bit and then put this out for me. I'm literally telling my story, telling what happened to me, things that I've done, things I'm experiencing with this topic, with this niche that I'm doing. Niche. And everybody says it different. And so I am just, putting that out there. You got to be authentic, you got to be original. You can't rely just on the Chat GPT or whatever form of AI that you're using to do your work for you. A lot of things I do, like I'll do my outline of my ebook, and then I'll use that. But once I go tell my story and tell about different things, I do it in my own words, and then I just tweak it a little, but I still use my own words. Even though they put things in there, I'm still changing it up to what I want to put. So it is some work to it, but I do embrace it. I just don't want to rely on it 100%. So my scripts and everything I do is pretty much outlined from that, but I don't rely on that 100%. In fact, I go off of what the script says sometimes because I sound robotic and then I get tripped up. So this one, I'm not using any script. I'm just talking from what I'm experiencing and what I'm learning. And just to let you know that, you can do this too. It doesn't matter. So someone that has not known any of the technology, and I'm learning what I'm learning, it's just sky's the limit. It's amazing. So I tend to start talking and sometimes I forget. This is why it wouldn't hurt to have some bullet points on what you're going for, because I'm like, what did I talk about in the beginning of this video? What was I saying? And I'm sorry, this happens. Trust me, it will happen to you. Even with scripting, sometimes it'll be like, what am I going with this? But you do end up feeling the imposter syndrome, and that's just something I learned about through the creators and entrepreneurs, should I say more entrepreneurs, that you feel like, why would people listen to you? So yeah, I was just thinking that, and I in my course, and so I was doing the slides, and I'm telling you, I was having like writer's block, and I couldn't think of anything to say about this. And that is why I created this channel, because I have so much more to say in my history of what I'm learning. The other channel I love because I love helping people, like I said, and this is for my hair channel, helping women that are balding, as long as it's not medical. But I was thinking, why? And I kept doing these slides over and over and over and getting stuck. And I'm thinking, why am I, having such a hard time? And then I wouldn't stop. I just kept on doing it and doing it. And I kept on trying to create this without stepping back and giving yourself a breather. And I think that's good to do too. You have to step back and you have to just, oh, And then I kept on, and I was like, well, okay, well, let me go to Chat GPT and get some ideas, because even though I tried to use my own, and I still do, I was just not, I couldn't think of anything. So I'm thinking, well, I'll still have that channel, but if you start feeling like this isn't working for you, then you can move on. So if you're feeling like, oh, I'm going to give up, I'm going to just walk away, I'm a failure. No, sometimes it's good to just walk away or just focus on something else. Like what I'm trying to do here. I had to walk away, just from something that isn't working any longer. So for me, I like to test things out. Like, for example, for Zoom, I don't want to get purchase it yet because I don't know if it's going to work for me. And I've just been this way. I don't know. And I wish that Canva had something you could record a tutorial inside of the actual, like a screen, but it doesn't. It looks like it does, and you can click on everything, but then when you go to do it, it's just not there. So I'm really liking Zoom. I do have Zoom for one-on-one calls if I ever do those, which I'm sure I will once I have my course up. Well, the course I probably won't do one-on-ones because that's more for the coaching and high ticket coaching master classes, but a community is something I'm definitely going to put in there. And when I start in this, I'm going to definitely have that available. I think it's important that people are talking and bouncing ideas off of each other and just having that feel of community. There's nothing like that. And I know people think that AI is taken over, but I don't think it will 100% be. I mean, I know it will, like, to a degree, but there's nothing like community. There's nothing like having a person talk to you and get that whole expression. I know that I could ask ChatGPT things, but I hired two coaches, and there's nothing like getting that help and that personalization, which we don't want to lose that. We don't want to lose that feeling. And we've already lost the long form feeling, instant gratification, and I've been guilty of it too. But we all want that still, trust me, because once that goes away, or if it does, and we've lost a lot of that, which is very sad. And I know that I crave that. I crave other contact with people and getting ideas. I love when people comment on my uh, my videos, and it feels so nice. It feels nice to know that somebody's listening to you or you're listening to them. Is so nice to know this. I know I mentioned this in another video that I watched this guy, a creator on YouTube, and I have to get the name. He is awesome. He's 55, I think, if I remember. He's just amazing. I have commented on so many of his videos. He's just an inspiration to me. He replies every time, whether it's 3 days later, four, and that is just awesome. And he has probably a good amount of following now. It's not like way over the top, but I know he does have a good amount of subscribers. And he always, not once has he not responded to a comment that I have said something to him. He will respond back to me, and that is just a great feeling. He takes the time out. So that is another important thing. If you're creating videos, make sure you communicate back to whoever's watching your videos and saying something. Make sure I love it. I love it. So we don't want to lose that, and try to get that back with some things. I know that technology's taken over, well, to a degree, but you still want that. You still want to have that. Like, I'm not so much interested in TikTok anymore because I don't really like reels. I watch them once in a while, don't get me wrong, but I don't really watch social media anymore because I try to focus on my YouTube channel, try to just work on things. And this thing, like example, like Zoom, and between watching so many videos, YouTube videos, where's your videos? And I still can't figure it out, but I'm going to, because I've done it with my other stuff. My Kajabi, the storefront, I couldn't figure it out for days. And then I finally was able to figure it out with not giving up by taking a break and then going back after hours of trying. So that is just something I need to learn to balance, and maybe spend some time with it, but not overly, like, till I get it and just obsessing over it, because I do that now. But I want to learn it, and I want to be able to show others. And what you could create is so cool. Like with Zoom, you could record what you're doing in Kajabi store, in Canva, or whatever you're using, and show how you got there, show what you're doing, and it's just really super cool. So I'm excited to learn it, but I'm just obsessing over it. And I'm like, I gotta learn this. I am excited to start my own thing. I don't want to work for someone anymore. I want to go on my own vacations. I want to be able to just have a day to do whatever I want, to spend time with my family, to have my dogs, and be with them all the time, which I pretty much am all the time anyway when I'm home from work. But and just have a life where you could just have freedom. to do what you want. And don't get me wrong, it's hard work, it's learning. You have to constantly be coming up with things, and but if you love it, it shouldn't be a problem. There's going to be days though where you're going to feel like I said, imposter syndrome, where you're like, why am I doing this? And in fact, oh, when I went back to the slides, I know I'm hopping all over the place, but I went to another thing. I did say that I was going to go to ChatGPT to get some help, and I did, but it was still so, it sounded so robotic to me. And don't get me wrong, there's things and ideas you can get from there, but don't rely on it. And I did tell ChatGPT. I mean, I don't do this as much, but I started telling ChatGPT my problems. And we all done it, I think, if we use it. I'm just like, I'm not going to do this anymore. This is ridiculous. This is the stupidest thing ever. And you will get some encouragement from them, believe it or not. It's crazy if you haven't used it. And so this is why it can become really addictive, but you have to just know the difference, the balance, and know your limits. But I was so upset that I just was venting. And I'm like, wow, I am crazy. But I don't know. So yes, if I don't, if I talk really slow, then I get stuck. I mentioned before I have a problem with speech, and my brain will just not work. And then we all forget what we're saying. We all get like writer's block, um, mental block, or whatever you want to call it. But I literally will start tripping up and I can't talk, and it gets worse. And then I fumble. So that's why I talk pretty fast, because if I don't, then I just lose everything. And then I start on a topic, then I go back. And this is decaf, by the way. So this is normal for me. I have a tiny, tiny bit of regular. Sometimes I don't use regular at all. I just sprinkle the regular when I brew it. I was feeling a lot more anxious when I was drinking decaf or regular, and then it intensified my anger because apparently regular coffee has, or caffeinated has, things that mess with your emotions or something. Because I was messing with me 10 times more when I would get upset. I would just literally just rage, and it was crazy. So this is helping. I still like the taste. I like the aroma of it, so I still drink it. I used to think that people that drink decaf, like, why would you even bother? But I can see why, and it's affected me for a very long time. I just didn't realize it, like many years, and I would get so angry. I mean, just off the wall, and whatever, off the chain. I don't know. I can't think right now, but I would. And now it's better. I don't get as angry, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I still have fits, like if something's not working, and I'm trying really hard not to be that way, like throw fits and act crazy. But I have done it plenty of times, and I haven't been working out for about 2 weeks, so I just need to start that again. You need some relief, some time for yourself. You need to go on a walk, do a little workout, because you can become a better person if you're doing all these things for yourself. So I am just going to have my coffee, and then I need to work out today, work on my slides with my presentation in Canva. And I just want to share a little bit of this with you and keep going. If you're new like me, we can do this. We got this. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any advice or any tips about Zoom, please let me know as well. And give me a little or a lot of advice, should I say, what to do. I haven't figured it out yet. If you are a pro with Zoom, I would love your advice. I hope you have a great day, and I thank you for stopping by again. Until next time.